And we all get what we deserve. Yeah. I think what's going to happen, I'll get my tooth done so somebody can make money off of my poisoning, pay their bills, just like last time. As Rockefeller told me, you know, he was dead, but I had him in my head. You got the best insurance. They can do whatever they got to put in for the stuff. They say that it's not the best insurance. It's just that it gets paid for and they get paid. They won't give you the best treatment. It's just that it gets paid. They put it in and the government pays for it because money's not real. They're just making money off of murdering you. They're not making money off of murdering you. They're managing the population because they're powerful. Do you understand? It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with feeling powerful. We can't get them to do anything they don't want to do. Michael Aquino and Antoine LaVey liked feeling powerful. Satan will be here even if it comes in the form of a beautiful woman. And when you guys encountered me and I gave you best case scenario, just stand up for a Lord's Prayer. Tell everybody, you've been studying me and this guy's the real deal. And, when given situations to do the right thing or the wrong thing, even when we think he's doing the wrong thing, he does the right thing. Okay. This guy's done it his whole life. Yeah. And you give him a situation and people will, the only people that think he does the wrong things are the people in the Mormon church, okay, that are spying on him to judge him to see if he's the real deal. Those are the only people that think he does the wrong thing. Okay. And what it is protecting homosexuals from people that want to abuse them. Protecting Mexicans and black people from white people look like him that want to abuse him. I mean, he protects himself and others from they with the sexuality stuff. They're like, oh well, he's a pervert sexually. No, he likes sex, and if other people like sex, he'll protect them and he'll thank them. Thank you. I'm not going to tell everybody you're a slut bag. Thank you very much for what you showed me. He's a lot like Bobby Boucher. She's not the devil, and I like sex, and it makes me feel good. And I won't tell anybody, thank you. You're exploring, I'm exploring too. Because you have fucking Gordon B. Hinckley and Bezrat. You have all these perverts and these scientists in Beverly Hofstadter. You have them in your house before you're born to test you, to see how great you are, to see how amazing you are. And that's what was the cool thing about Mr. Ponce and Ron was he is. And most of the guys like Mike and Sierra Vista, he's a dude. He's got a penis. He likes a special purpose, and he doesn't hurt anybody with it. He doesn't rape. He doesn't cheat. Because you go tell me, if Topar told me that, you are the dude. Why? Because most guys would have killed your wife, like Joe with Carmen Jones. Would have choked the life out of her. They would have killed her. They would have killed Amy. Oh, yeah. Okay. She slept around all this. She screwed around and did such horrible things that my son felt he had to leave because it was so horrible to put up with. He went and stayed with his mother, and his mother's worse to stay with than me with Amy because there's a buffer between Amy and stuff, but he still couldn't handle it. Then he got stuck with his mom, and he's like, oh gosh, when you have to live with her 24/7, it's worse than being stuck with Amy with dad as a buffer. But then when he stayed with mom, he realized he had to stay with mom or she was going to get herself killed or incarcerated because of the bad choices she would make with women. So he stayed with his mom to protect her. Because when you stay with her, it's radically different. When you can only stay through the decent or good times because she's always got dad, Ralph, to give him to, Earl to give him to. It was different. So then he stayed because he knew he had to protect his mom from her girlfriends. Her thuggish, ruggish girlfriends, her abusive girlfriends. The girlfriends could abuse her and beat her up, and they'd get into fights and almost kill each other until her son was about 13. And her son's like the dad. The girls just leave. Okay, I can't push her around, so they leave. And Patrick would tell me that. She did some real losers. Yeah, so you stayed to keep the losers away. But you had to tolerate and put up with her being in charge, which is hell on earth. It's absolute hell on earth. When a selfish woman is living in Rockefeller's hell and you have to protect the children from her, oh God, it's hell. That's, Dr. Salazar, it sounds like pure evil. It's like, well, it is. And then Dr. Salazar ended up going to an unexpected funeral in the family. It's like, there you go. David Rockefeller's Europa. It's pure evil. It's pure fucking evil. It's terrible, Amy would cheat. She'd laugh. She'd laugh in your face. You'd ask her to stop. She tried to get me to have a menage a trois with Stephanie all the time. Actually, she screwed around on me and stuff. Yeah, and I'd sit there, and I caught her screwing around with Kelly. She knew it. She wouldn't admit it. She had a miscarriage and said it was horrible, and the only way to get over it is to get pregnant again, which means, goddamn, she slept with someone else. If it's not Kelly, it's someone else. It was a guy at work that she talked to that did stand-in work with a movie called Three Kings with Mark Wahlberg and George Clooney. Said Wahlberg was kind of an ass. Ice-T was all right. Clooney was real fun. That's what he said. Clooney was a fun guy, real great guy. It's like, yeah, what a real fucking great guy. Yeah. He became kind of like her go-to during that screw-around time. Yeah. Which is most likely why Emily and Noah look alike and are so light and white, because they look a lot like Father Adam. Yeah, Father Adam. Yeah. Which was cool, because then I had two by the same guy, so they looked alike. Your dad, they came out of mom, Your kids make white people look white. Oh, they look like their dad. You okay with that? Yeah, Adam seemed like a nice guy, What kind of nice guy fucks somebody else's wife? I don't know. You guys tell me. You keep the country safe. You watch everybody through. You're the Jamaican guy from Made in Manhattan. You all fuckers tell me. I don't know. I can't. I got offered all the time at Southwest Airlines and in the Air Force and said, I can't, Even when the guy was I did it at Circles Records, yes. Okay. Rodney, it was never Donna. Okay. Me and Donna flirted, and that was about it. And it wasn't really flirting. It was just, you got a sister or a cousin that's just like you? That's what I would always ask her. You got to have somebody just like you. Mr. Earl, yours. She'd always just smile and get all shy. And I would just be like, there's got to be someone in your life, your family. Can you hook me up with a family member? Or any of your family members into Mexican-looking white guys? Seriously, Donna? I wonder who's holding Donna now. No, they had such a good relationship. They were like the Cosby Show. Yeah, I loved Donna and Rodney. They were like the Cosby Show. They were so cool. I thought me and Law were going to get, that part of the Cosby Show where, look, it's, and it's, pretend I'm Puerto Rican and she's Dominican or something like that. And then get our parts on the show. It couldn't be a white guy married to a black girl. No, Bill didn't go for that. No, it was wrong. No cross-mogenating. Has to be, Mr. and Mrs. Ramirez. Same way everybody treated me and Steffi in the service. They're the Ramirezes. We're Dominican. It's Steffi said, we need to get a Dominican flag. And the thing is, no, why? Because then we got to, I don't know what shit they got to deal with. I ain't trying to be nothing. I ain't Cruz. I've always been that way. I'm just going to be me and deal with the shit I got to deal with. I ain't going to try to deal. I'm not Herschel Steinsnyder. I'm not Enrique Caruso, right? So, but it sucks, man. But, it's weird. The Messiah comes all the time and gives you guys best case scenario. And you're so fucking selfish. You always take worst case scenario. Treatment options, give them stem cell therapies. Yeah, and you're bringing water to all the poor girls across the world with your great entrepreneurship. Right? And then you guys want me to do that, knowing Earl. Oh, I know exactly what I'll do. I know exactly what I would do if it goes this far, if I don't kill you tomorrow with AGI. Okay. I'll take the benefits, talk to the guy and say, no, man, I understand it's chemical poisoning. I understand Feynman and Curry through Feynman. I never heard or read Curry, but I just had to listen to Feynman. Okay. So I understand about, I've been understanding, especially since I connect to Sun Yat-sen, who is a physician. I understand self-diagnosis and what's happening to my body and what most likely is going on because of my chemical poisoning that is insidious and will eventually shut the body down unless I go for professional assistance to some form of stem cell therapies to survive it until I get the technology to kill them. I don't know if they have stem cell therapies at Regional Medical Center or not. They do have a cancer center. If that's the case, I really no. I'll just take the disability money and the damn fucking what's that thing called? VA loan. Put my shed-tastic place together, and have some privacy. Get some T-Mobile. Sit out there in fresh air and, breathe fresh air and sleep in fresh air, and no goddamn fucking murdering assholes from the cartels or ICE in this town or NASA in this town, driving back and forth, providing all that wonderful, beautiful oxygen that they provide for us with their economic industries that's bringing clean water to all the poor girls across the world. Your period started, you're 13, they've married you off, and all that. Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg and Sheryl Sandberg and Priscilla Chan Zuckerberg fucking bullshit. I hate that shit. All of Jennifer Lopez's and Beyonce's and Oprah's business partners, saving the world, one table dance at a time from Usher, right? Fuck you. Such fucking assholes. And don't give me the drugs. I might jump off the top of my house and then have Kiki Palmer running across the parking garage in her underwear for more money to sell soda, right? Fuck them fucking assholes. They are. They're big assholes. So, then just be out there, but no, I have to clean up my own piss till I die in it. Telling it's okay, boy. The kids love you, but I don't feel like the kids love me. I feel like the kids are embarrassed by me because I'm crazy and a pervert. It's like, why am I crazy and a pervert? Okay. And then the military will come in and take all the stuff with mom talking Angel into masturbating with guys online, and I wish you could show up so I could see how nice and big the guy's dick is. Yeah, it was wonderful. It's fun to read that. I can't tell you how much fun that is to read. When you're married to your wife and you try to adore your wife and you absolutely adore your kids, even though she had sex with other guys' dicks that's so fun to look at, and talk other people into doing it too. And you're like, wow, Luther Campbell's a dickhead, and so's Straight Outta Compton, so's what's that other asshole's name? Howard Stern, yeah. And Corbett and Kimmel, and they're all dicks. Yeah, they are. They're fucked. You guys want to go watch a pull drag race so RuPaul can be a multimillionaire? Yeah, how about stand up for Lawrence Bear? Well, then fuck you. Who cares?